From the moment Oliver Aiku made his first appearance, he crushed every single striker and made the main character Isagi feel like a complete NPC. Dude even made the animators work extra harder just for his designs to look more cool. But Oliver Aiku didn't become a goated defender overnight. He suffered his dream, had to brutally see every teammate of his eliminated in the sad reality of the game. His story is the kind of tragedy that doesn't happen in one explosive moment, but over years of quiet silence. He didn't start out as the calm, commanding center back everyone sees today. He began as a boy with a striker's heart, someone who wanted to score goals, to be the one celebrated for winning games. In his early days, he had the instincts and the body for it, and he believed that was his future. But that dream didn't survive the way the football system changed him. One of the most important moments of his youth came when he asked a coach if he could focus on becoming a striker, chasing the role he loved most. The response was not what he expected. Football is a team sport. In other words, his wants didn't matter as much as what the team needed from him. That wasn't just a regular adjustment, it was the start of him being remolded into something else entirely. From there, the transformation happened slowly but decisively. Aiku was told, directly or indirectly, that his value lay not in scoring, but in stopping others from scoring. He had the height, the reach, the reading of the game, all the traits of a perfect defender, and the adults around him encouraged that path. On paper, it looked like they were helping him find his best role. In reality, they were taking away the role he actually wanted. He could have rebelled, could have refused to change positions, but instead, he adapted. That was the first big sacrifice, giving up his striker dream in exchange for becoming indispensable in a role he didn't choose for himself. He poured himself into defending, studying the art of intercepting passes, shutting down attacks, and outsmarting the best forwards he faced. Over time, he became so good at it that people stopped even remembering he was ever anything else. If you think about it, his story is very much like Sayatoshi, but worse since becoming a defender isn't easy and often treated as low-valued roles. This explains how Don Lorenzo, despite being low-key better than Kaiser, or Sayatoshi has a way lower value compared to them. However, despite the cost, that mastery did bring him prestige. When the Japan U20 team needed a leader, Aiku was the one with the composure, presence, and tactical mind to captain them. To outsiders, wearing the armband is an honor. For Aiku, it was another reminder that his identity had been defined for him. The steady rock at the back, the safety net for everyone else. He was praised for keeping the team organized, for making others shine. The recognition felt hollow because it wasn't the recognition he had once dreamed about. Every compliment about his defense was a reminder that nobody was talking about him scoring goals anymore. Then came the match against Blue Locks 11, where his leadership and defensive skill were tested to their limits. Even in that high-stakes game, you can see the weight he carries, the responsibility of holding a team together that was already starting to fracture. You can see the pain in his eyes. When the Japan U20 team were losing, he was acting low-key nonchalant, but you know bro was deep down panicking like crazy. The fact that he couldn't even stick to his own belief says it all. Aiku literally abandoned his own philosophy due to how bad his team was. That's why he called Shido to sub on, since Sayatoshi were going to leave if he didn't do that. This single action defined that his captainship wasn't just simply concluded, he had to make decisions that not many people could foresee. The pressure was undoubtedly on because even Aiku himself mentioned that if he had joined Blue Lock earlier, his life would have been way different, and his eyes just revealed that sense of regret. You might think his pain should finally end after the dust settled. Things only got harder. The Neo-Egoist League arrived, and with it, the dismantling of the team he'd captained. The U20 roster that had been his world was broken apart by the auction system. Imagine the team you once held on, the team you had a deep connection with, suddenly disappearing just like that. Players were scattered across different countries and clubs, no longer united under the same flag or in the same locker room. For someone like Aiku, whose entire identity was built around being the anchor for a specific group of people, that kind of restructuring was a deeper cut than it might seem. He didn't just lose teammates, he lost the environment that made his sacrifice tolerable. Now he plays for Italy's Ubers, surrounded by new faces, having to rebuild chemistry from scratch. He's still respected, still relied upon, but the connection to his original dream feels even further away. The game has shifted into a marketplace, where players are treated like assets to be traded and sold. For Aiku, who already gave up his personal ambitions for the team, it's a cruel twist. The team he gave everything for doesn't even exist anymore. He's a captain without his army, a leader in a system that doesn't care about the bonds he built. The worst part is that nothing about this is loud or dramatic. It's something even if Aiku talks out, nobody would care, and Aiku basically had nothing to blame. Unlike backstories like Kaiser or Hiyori, they had their parents to blame. The misfortunate situation was forced and they had all the rights to vent it all out. But Aiku is basically stuck in this position where all he could do is stick with the plan, going with a fake passion where he doesn't even enjoy what he's doing. You can roughly imagine doing something you hate over years until you die. That definitely does not sound interesting because Aiku's story isn't the kind of tragedy people point to and gasp over. It's slow violence, a gradual stripping away of the things he wanted most, replaced with responsibilities he never asked for. He succeeded at everything the system asked of him, and in return it took his dream, reshaped shaped his identity and eventually scattered the people he led. To be born as Oliver Aiku is to live a career that looks like success from the outside, but feels like loss from the inside, every single step of the way. Compared to the U20 version of Aiku, his power level also dropped in an obvious way. Back then, he was the GOAT and everyone feared him, but now, he became the side character instead of the antagonist we all hoped to see. Defenders like Nico, Aryu, and Raichi slowly march their way to surpass him, while Aiku drowns in tears of regret upon his dream as a striker. Now, after all the progress in the Neo Egoist League, Aiku is set to be the captain, and yet again, it's still not as easy as it seems. In the latest chapter, we know Sei Itoshi is coming back alongside the dismissal of both Shido and Baru. From all that, something remains unchanged is that Oliver Aiku has to try even harder now to secure his spot, while deep down, knowing that this life isn't what he desired, a striker with a broken ego forced to become a defender. But before we end the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video as we drop these bangers every single week. I really hoped you guys enjoyed the video. Also, let me know what type of topic you guys would like to see.